Hello and welcome to the Beard Talks. I'm the Beard Acre John, and it's Thursday, which means it is time for some gaming news. Now, as the Xbox reveal was 2 days ago, I have decided to dedicate this episode to an Xbox One kind of review. I look over the specs, etc., some of the good points, some bad points about the console, etc., and we'll go from there. So, let's talk about the specs of the console first. It has an 8-core CPU, has 8 gig system memory, has a 500GB hard drive, internal one. It plays Blu-rays, and it has kind of the latest wireless internet in it, and also has direct Wi-Fi direct as well, so you can use it with all your devices, etc. Has a HDMI in and out. The in is mainly for the set-top box or live TV version of it, and also has the latest USB 3.0. Next, the specs of the Kinect. It has a 1080p HD RGB camera, also 30 frames per second color, tune of flight. Not sure what this means. I take it's most likely the ability to track how long it takes for a photon to hit you and come back to the camera, etc. It also has a microphone array, so it means instead of having one microphone to listen to everything, it probably has a couple dotted around the Kinect sensor. Information revealed during the real show, and also bits of information from the internet as well. The features are it's going to have a gaming DVR for recording your gameplay. No more information about how you're going to edit that stuff, or if you can add stuff to it, or clip it all together, and if you can upload it to YouTube, etc. But it's most likely will be the same as the PS4, most likely. Multiple apps can be used at once on the screen. For example, you could be watching a movie and have an Explorer running on the right hand side of the screen, and just have a little bit so you can still use your phone to scroll through it, etc., which is pretty good. Live TV, I think, was a fantastic thing if it's available everywhere. Skype video calling, this is my favourite bit. We all knew Skype was coming to the Xbox One. We all knew it was going to be coming, and I must admit, for what I saw, it was brilliant. The calling and the group calling feature of it, so you can be playing the game and then you can have your a video call open on the right hand side, and you can just be playing a game with them. You can actually just see them talking to each other and see each other's reactions. Oh, you fucking Wayne, you killed me, blah blah blah, like that. I think that's absolutely fantastic. It has 3 operating systems: one for Windows 8, one for the Xbox itself, for all its gaming stuff, and also one just to combine the two to make sure they work fine together. Smart Glass is at its core. This has been introduced into the system very early, just so you can use it all. Everything works nicely. Ease of use with Kinect and its voice commands. This seems to be the main thing with it. It's just the ease of use, the gestures are much easier, much more debunked they have been. The commands are much more easy, like Xbox this, Xbox that. It's rather very good. I like that. But also the Blu-ray player, which I spoke about in spec, this was a definite. If they did not add this, then that was stupid. And also with the bigger Blu-ray disc, you can add more games to it as well. Also, no disc drive. It's the same. It's just the slot in disc drive as you get with the PS3 and the Wii U. So you just put your disc in, done, dusted, which I think is brilliant. I think that's one of the best features, other than the Skype video calling that it's kind of got. Now, it's time to break it down into good things and bad things. Now, we'll start with the good thing. It looks alright. I must admit, the console looks alright. I think they've made it to look like part of the home entertainment system. They've made it nice and square. They have lots of ventilation. I've probably made it square so I can fit as much technology into it as they can. They have, so it's alright. I must admit, it could have been uglier, let's just say that. It's slim and it's similar size to the current Xbox, which is pretty good, so it means it won't take up as much more space as it already has. Always online means it can update, and when you're not using it, I mean you're less time waiting. For example, it goes, oh, I was not using it between times of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. and it's just oh, I'll just update myself then or something. I love that bit about it. So you're not sitting there waiting for ages. Oh, I'll start this game. Offline, update. Oh, fuck you, piece of shit. And you sit there for ages while it's update. The possibility of no power brick. Now, we don't know if this is true or not, but from what we saw, we're not too sure if there'll be a power brick or not. It'd be brilliant if there's not, because it'd be just mean less space being taken up. Will work offline to a point, such as you can watch live TV, watch Blu-rays, and also play single-player games. Possibility of large multi-team games. For example, they said they're bringing up 300,000 servers around the world. Now, this kind of says to me, oh, alright, we're going to go for the multiplayer. Now, if you think of it, at the moment, Battlefield, I think on the PC, you can play I can't remember, I think it was 54 player games, etc. like that. I don't know if it's bigger or smaller, I apologise about that. But I'm hoping they can bring that to the Xbox. Now, the thing is with that is latency again, but hopefully with these new servers, it'll kind of get over that bit. Hopefully it does, but we don't know. It is not out to replace the 360. Now, this is a great point. It's not out to replace it, isn't? Well, we all thought it would, but it's not out to replace it. So I'm quite glad of that. It means I can still keep my 360 and be happy with it. Gaming tag and score will transfer over to the new console, and also the save game architecture allows you to continue where you left off in the game. For example, you play in a game, you pause it, and you can switch to another app, and the game will just save, and you can go to the app, do something else, and go straight back to your game, jump in where you left off, game on. Which I think is fantastic. It means if I've got to go somewhere, just like Xbox off, and it turns off, come back in, Xbox on, it turns straight back on where I left off, and game on, which I think is brilliant. Now, let's jump into the bad points about the console, and it is a rather long list if I'm perfectly honest. Kinect must be connected for the console to work. Get on my nerves now. Start again. Now, let's move on to the bad things about the Xbox One. And the list is slightly longer than the good things, let's just say that. Kinect must be connected to the console for the console to work. This is a must. All the Xbox Ones will come with a Kinect, so you must connect it for it to work. So that's kind of a bad point. Games will have to be installed onto the hard drive, no matter what. They will always have to be installed into the hard drive. You cannot play a friend's game on your console. You can play, this is the thing, you cannot play a friend's game on your console. For example, if he brings over a game, oh look, game, puts it in, you cannot play it on your account, because when you install the game, you have to install it onto your account. So, for example, if your friend comes around the game, you can play the game on your console through his account, but you can't play it through your account. So I'm not too sure how this is going to affect like LoveFilm and Netflix, all those game retailers and renters, like people around the world. I think it's going to affect them quite badly. Only 8 gig of memory, which I think this will get used up quite quickly if possible with all the like the quick switching and that. I think this will be used up quite quickly, but you only really need 8 gig to use on the PC, so I'm not too sure, but with 3 operating systems running, it could be quite memory intensive. No backwards compatibility with any 360 game. Now this really annoyed me. I was just like, I understand why you haven't done it, but the amount of games out there at the moment, and you're just going to alienate them. But as I said, they're not out to replace the 360, so this is probably why they haven't put it in. So it is a bad point. It means you've got to have both consoles if you want to play both games, but it is kind of a good thing. It's just like, yeah. No dedicated servers for multiplayer games. Now, I did speak about the 300,000 servers they're bringing online before. It's a good point, but they didn't say anything about dedicated servers, meaning no person-to-person connection. Now, if they got rid of that, I think it would be brilliant, because it will improve everything way so much. It will. It requires the internet and needs to be connected possibly every like 24 hours for updates, etc. And if you're playing games and other services, may need to be more frequent to update via the cloud. Now, this is a very bad point, because they said you don't need an internet connection to play this, but you do need an internet connection to really update it. You do require one to really play it. Now this is true. Most people will have an internet connection, so it can be done, but some people just want to play the games, don't really care about the online stuff. So it's really going to alienate them, but that's their idea, but not much we can do about it. The 500 gigabyte hard drive is it. You can't upgrade it, you can't take it out, you can't do nothing with it. It's internal, you cannot do anything with it. So, if I'm honest, that's going to be quite small, if I'm perfectly honest. We all said it probably would need a terabyte to go any further, and also the operating system and all the other bits and pieces that the Xbox needs to run takes up a significant amount of this storage, so it means less internal storage for the users, which is just stupid. Just why? It's just stupid. The live TV function will only function in the US at launch, meaning the rest of us will just go, well, what's the point of having it? I can't watch live TV for it. But they said there would be a graduate rollout to everyone, but I still think stupid. Absolutely stupid. Lastly, all those live arcade, do you know all those arcade games you've got on your Xbox 360? Yeah, you won't be able to transfer them over to the new Xbox. Why, I don't know, but you can transfer all your entertainment ones over, like your films and music and that, and just like, you can do that, but it's just like, So all the arcade games I've got will not transfer over. Then what's the point of me buying one? It's just like I'm gonna have to re-buy Minecraft again, for example, on the Xbox One just to play it. It's just like, why would I do this? It's just, I don't know. This is the bad points about it. It's just like, why? Why have they done this? But sigh. So next, let's have a look at the confirmed Xbox One games that will be coming out. Assassin's Creed 4, new. Battlefield 4, new. COD Ghost, new. Destiny, new. FIFA 14, new. Madden 25, new. NBA Live 14, new. Quantum Break, I didn't even know this game existed. Thief as well, UFC, and Watch Dogs, which we all kind of like suggested. So I was like, these are the games we already knew. We wanted new ones, but there's just like, these have been confirmed. There probably have been more since I've been making this video, but I haven't had a chance to check up on it. So go and check it out. There's probably more games. There's probably shitloads more games been freaking released for it. And so let's just end on a few things I want to talk about. There was no major gameplay at the reveal. Now, they already said at the beginning of the reveal there will be no major gameplay, but the stuff they showed us, like Forza 5, I'm not even sure that was gameplay. They looked very CGI. Now, if the gameplay is like that, well done to them. It looks fucking fantastic. It looks movie-like, let's just say that. But it's just, it makes you think, it's like, alright, okay, it's alright. But that's what people went there to see. They went to see the fucking games and see what you can play, but they're going to leave their big guns to the E3 conference in June 10th to June 11th to June 13th they are. So we have to wait till then, which is rather annoying, but it isn't too far away. But that really hurt a lot of people that did. It was like, we came to see the games, didn't see any games, fuck you Microsoft. That's most people's reaction. It's like, well, there's no point in me watching that then, is it? It's like, wow. Also, I'd like to talk a bit more about the installing the games onto the hard drive, because you have to install them onto your account. You would. Now, you would be able to, like, others in your family would be able to play those games, they would, by the parental controls, but I'm not too sure how much freedom would be allowed there, but how many accounts you could use, etc., blah, blah, blah. But we'll have to wait and see till more information. But it brings up the question of trade-ins and resellable of the content in game. It's just like, how would you do it? Microsoft said it will be able to play pre-owned games, but how? Would we actually have to pay like a license fee to like play it again, or etc.? And also, if we install the game onto the hard drive, will we need the disc anymore? That's the thing. Will we need this disc? If not, then that's pretty good. And if you can just, like, for example, if you can just buy the code to, like, for example, if I got a game, like me and mates, like we all got a game, etc., and we all chipped in, bought it, and then we can just all copy it to our hard drives, and then just go out and buy like the code, etc., to like play it on our consoles. I think that'd be a great way to do it. It'd be a great money-saving idea, really, wouldn't it? But it all depends how much the code would be to activate it on your account on your hard drive. Because this disc has been copied, this disc has been installed once before, please enter code to activate install or something like that. I think if they did that, I think that'd be awesome, because it means if a group of you all chipped in, bought the game, and then it just means the code itself would be not very much as a game. I think that'd be a brilliant idea if they can go along with that. But we don't know, we have to wait and see. But it does beg to differ how this is going to affect like trade-ins and resellable of it as well. But that is the main thing. It's just like, how's it going to affect the pre-owned market? Other than that, I wasn't impressed, if I'm perfectly honest. I wasn't impressed at all. It's just like, it's the Xbox One. It's just like, it really showed us everything that we kind of already knew. The Kinect really blew me away, same with the Skype. But I'll have to wait till E3 till I'm actually like convinced and see what the game's going to be like, to see if I actually get one. So would you be getting one? Are you really happy about this? Would you be interested in buying one? Please tell me in the comments down below. I have been the Beard Talks. This has been the gaming news of the Xbox One and my thoughts about it. Anyway, I hope you have a great day wherever you are, people, and keep calm and grow a beard, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, people. Bye bye.